Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Roman Atwood podcast. Today, my beautiful wife, Brittany.
Hi, guys.
Country's here in the house. And one of my best friends, Matt, from Texas.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Hey, nothing. I'm glad to be here. I'm really pumped to be here on this. I'm your first real guest. Your dad is like family. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, come on.
You guys
Okay.
are brothers, though. So
I like
does it
that.
count?
So I'm family also. All right.
You're kind of
cool.
family now,
That's
bro.
pretty
You're
good.
kind of family.
There we go.
So technically, we haven't had our first guest then. You're
it.
still what's up? Welcome to Ohio.
Thanks. Yeah.
We're not in Texas anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of rain and clouds, but it's good.
Yeah, it's typical Ohio. You guys have heard me complain about Ohio for many years. The Ohio weather's just...
It was funny. It was like sunny and beautiful the entire plane ride. I was just looking out the window and like there's some clouds in the sky, but it was sunny and I hit like Columbus and it's just like just
how it
dreary.
goes.
Dark and rainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't rain
A
long.
lot of depression meds here.
Yeah.
A lot of vitamin D supplements
Yeah.
are needed. Country,
Yes,
wake up.
I'm here.
Let's
I'm
go.
Here. I'm here. I'm just.
Do you know
I'm
who this
happy.
is?
Of course, I know who this is.
Do you know who this guy is?
Country and I go way
course.
back.
You do go way back.
We'll
Do you
go
remember
way
how we met?
Yeah, I do. You want me to tell a story?
Do you have the story?
Oh yeah.
Is it this?
Well, are you talking about when we met like in person for the first time?
Or did when we all four met for the
Is it
first time? Or
swinger part? Nobody's gonna believe that story.
Yeah. So, good. You tell that one.
No, what do you remember?
So Country and I were swinging.
Okay.
Okay. So the first time Roman and I met, I can't remember which one of us. I think Alex put me in touch. Alex Mandel put me in touch with you, and so we started talking. You had a show in San Antonio, which is right outside of where I live, and so you were like, "Come to my show." And so my wife and I went to your show, and I was blown away because there were all these kids going bananas. They're just like, "Rah!" Like it was hurting my ears. 'Cause these kids were screaming so much at the Roman vs. Fusi show.
Yeah.
And so we hung out. I didn't meet you until after the show. So we hung out, we wait, we go out and hang out with you. And that's where I first meet you. I remember I was sitting in your VIP section because you had those like people go after the show who got to meet you. So I was just sitting there to wait. And meet
You were just one of the VIPs.
Yeah, I was one because we were going to go hang out. I didn't actually know. I didn't know if we were going to hang out, if I was just going to like shake your hand and say, nice to meet you and leave. So, but you were like, yeah, just wait over there or something. And so you looked at me, you're like, hey, what's up, Matt? You did your peace sign thing. And I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, that might be all we get
He knows
because
who I am.
Roman's a big deal. You know, you might be like, peace, hey, it's good to meet you. Bye. And then Roman took me out to a nice steak dinner.
To this day,
Yes.
Country. He's
Yes.
drooling right.
Right?
To this day,
didn't get to
we
go.
talk. Brittany
it-
wasn't there.
I wasn't
You would
there.
have loved it.
To this day, we still talk. That's the best steak we've
Yeah.
ever had.
Hands down.
And we ate it at like 11:30 at night or something. It was late.
So the other cool part of that story is those kids in that audience now are full-grown
That is
adults.
crazy. Yeah.
And they may be listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is wild.
yeah.
Keep making me feel old, please.
How do you
I
think
love
that
it.
makes me feel? And Matt.
It's the same. It's the same age. It's the same time period.
And the beard is actually looks great. I know on camera it looks great, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's a nice.
It's the lighting.
dark-
There's like some lighting in here that makes it look gray, but it's actually a thick, dark beard.
Isn't it crazy? Like I used to be able to just for the vlogs, especially if I shaved the side of my head, it would hide the grays.
Yeah.
But now,
No.
And why do grays outrun the brown hair?
Yeah.
Like they're longer.
They're longer and they grow faster.
Yeah.
So now even when I shave, I'm still gray. There's no hiding it,
No.
man. It's just
Yeah.
ages.
I could get like a clean cut haircut and like look young again. Now it's like, yeah, he's definitely like he's past 35 now.
Time's just
It's
not
clear.
waiting.
Yep.
Time's not waiting on
Now, my
nobody.
nutritionist would argue that it's all diet related is gray hair.
What?
Yeah.
What do I gotta
let
do?
me know.
What do I
I think
gotta
like white
do?
hair is different, but like gray hair is like diet related.
Mine are white.
What's the,
I don't think there's
is it white hair, gray hair?
No.
news to me.
It's definitely like not that you have gray hair. Like,
Yeah, you don't have gray hair. I'm just
I don't have gray hair.
I feel like there's a difference.
I
Like
remember.
you see older people with like a dark gray or like a white.
Man, I remember being at the rope factory on lunch break and my buddy Brian being like, dude, you have a gray hair. I was like 26.
Yeah.
I had like a gray hair.
I went gray early. I had gray hair in high school. I had like 3 gray hairs, and I was like, that's crazy. And they've just been multiplying since.
Jeez Louise, man. This is a welcome to getting old episode.
Better
with
gray
than
Roman and
gone.
Matt.
I mean, at least we still got hair.
A lot of listeners and viewers have watched us for many years. We're
Yeah.
not new to the YouTube world. We are kind of been here.
The OGs.
The done that YouTubers. We've been there,
has-beens.
done that. And I'll be honest, I heard David Dobrik say it really well. And when he said it, it hit me so hard. He was starting his podcast and he was talking about why he's not vlogging anymore. And I'm in a mental place where vlogs are I've done it.
Yeah.
And he said, I've done it. What else is there to do?
Yeah.
It's like you can't keep one-upping yourself
Well,
and stay mentally sane.
And David was at the top,
Yes.
just like Casey Neistat was at the top and did it. You were at the top and did it, So I think it is probably like, yeah.
So the
You
truth
mastered it.
is, we did it.
Yeah.
And we did it well. We did it very successfully. We marked our name into that space. And this podcast is like that new outlet.
It's the new wave.
Where we
Gotta
get
ride
to-
the wave.
But it's
Next
also like a growing point,
Yeah.
It's like the next chapter for real.
Well, I think to get to that level, you have to be someone who likes a challenge, who wants to put in the work and all that stuff. And then once you got to that level, now it's not a challenge anymore. It's not work anymore. And so your brain starts going like, what's the next challenge? And the next challenge for you is podcast.
Building a show.
Yeah, let's do the next level.
It's also a new fun way to bring friends over.
Yeah.
Right? Because I wouldn't call you and be like, hey, let's make a vlog.
Yeah.
We'd be like, done it.
Yeah.
But podcast is like, oh, this is brand new.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
literally
cool.
5 years ago, you were like, hey, we're going to go up to Michigan to blow up some tannerite.
Yeah.
And I came up here for that. And if you said that yesterday, I'd be like, I'm not going to take, a few days to go blow up tannerite in Michigan.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't
not
need to do
important
that.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how
Kinda-
that's changed. But back then, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
But it was also so important.
Yeah.
Like we were growing and we were
Yeah.
chasing subs and building each other's channels. And it was a fun time. Wow, what a fun ride. Sup, country?
What's going on? I'm sorry, man. I'm just reminiscing about that steak while you guys are talking. I'm just like, man.
Somebody get him a steak.
Yeah.
So we can, yeah.
Yeah, you got your steak guy here? Is he here?
Steak guy's not here.
Oh, man.
No. We brought pancakes this morning. Britt was like, yesterday she was talking to the trainer. She's like, I'm eating eggs and bone broth for the next 3 days.
I made it one day. I had French toast
This morning, she's like, this French toast is amazing.
Does your audience know about y'all's diet lately?
Yeah, we
It's
listen.
Dabble.
hardcore.
Listen, say it, country. Say it for me.
Listen.
I feel like I'm a healthy dude, and then I'm around y'all, and I feel like a slob.
The problem is health is a
Yes.
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yes.
You take it to the level you want to take it where you're comfortable
Yeah.
and where you feel
you
happy.
can go infinitely healthier.
It goes crazy.
Yeah.
It goes so insane. Like every aspect of it is like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Everything from like, now my AirPods causes radiation, right? I'm like, come on, man.
Radiating your brain.
Don't take my AirPods from me. And then it's like, well, you can't drink water out of plastic. It's bad for you. The plastic particles.
Well, there's
are in there.
plastic found in blood now.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Like-
let me remove this.
So basically, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's like, I think if you feel good and you're doing, like you said, you're a healthy guy. You feel good.
I'll compare to these guys.
I don't know, man. It's not going to save me from getting smacked by a car tomorrow or
Oh my gosh.
You know,
don't say
like-
that.
we're just buying time. We're just buying time. I found a healthy point where I find my most energy and happiness.
Yep.
I'm trying not to be the rabbit hole guy because I have friends like you come over like, dude, what happened to you, bro?
But
Where's the
I'm in the
snacks?"
rabbit hole dragging you down.
Yeah,
the
right.
street.
really is.
What
She
happened
is.
to I'm like looking at him like, dude, it's got abs now? Like
I'm
what?
trying
I'm
hard.
proud of what happened. You look great.
I'm trying hard, dude.
Yeah,
But
like,
also like when
Man,
40,
his arms. I was last night.
Come on,
we,
talk to
we
me.
were
Talk to
sitting.
me.
We were sitting in their living room, just us two and their kids. And Roman leaned over, and I was like, "Oh, damn, that's a good looking arm." Like
Nice,
Roman, you
dude.
got some muscle.
this is why I started the podcast, just to have friends hype me up.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't say that to me on a couch.
No, I didn't.
You were like,
last
"Dang,
night,
Roman, I
looked
like
at
you."
it last night. I said nothing.
Is that when you went to bed? You're like, I gotta go.
Is that Big Daddy? Is where he's like, they're not scrawny. They're nice. How's Texas, man? You're
Texas
building
is
an
good.
empire.
I'm trying.
I'm watching you, your abandoned mansion. Listen, I've watched you do this from the start.
Yep.
But recently I went to your channel and I revisited and I'm mind blown
That's
by
good.
this story.
Yeah.
I mean, it really set me back how I forgot just how abandoned.
That house, yeah.
Your house
People
was.
have forgotten. Now that they see what it looks like now, they're like, "Oh, he's got a big house." And like, no one goes back 2 years ago and looks at like, "Oh man, that was bad."
This is one of the most incredible. I've been to your home.
Yep.
I've stayed in your home, so I have a first-hand experience of the beauty.
And you saw it when it was a shell of a house too, right? Did you come up there?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw it was still being built.
Yeah.
But to go back,
Yeah.
to see where you started, first of all, I need to know what I would look at that place.
Yeah.
I would never be able to say this could be a home.
So everyone looked at it and didn't want to make it a home. It sat on the market for 2 years, and no one wanted to buy it because they knew like it doesn't make sense to fix this house up. Like it was a little too far gone. And honestly, if I was not filming it, the financially sane thing would have been to bulldoze it and start over. But because I could film the process and fund it that way, it like we got to actually renovate that house, which was cool. Like we got to save half of the boards that were there, pick away all the rotten boards and replace them with new boards, and it was fun.
This transformation, it's TV quality. I mean, this is.
I don't know if I'd say that,
dude.
The story's TV quality.
I don't know. Maybe just from being there, staying there, and then just going back and looking at your first videos. I'm like, unreal, dude.
I saw that house. I had seen it for a while, and just thought like, man, this is crazy. But it was like way too expensive. And then finally, they dropped the price by like a third, the asking price. And I was like, they were just like, we need to get rid of it. And I went and looked. And it was like just the price of the land, basically. The house was worthless.
A third of the house was standing.
Yeah. So they dropped the price of the whole thing like by a third. I went in and offered like half of that. And then we finally met in the middle. And well, I just thought like, this is cool. I like that kind of stuff. I think it's really fun. And it's a way that I know I can figure out a way to make it work. Like I can put the effort in. And we were going to flip it at first. We were trying to sell it, make money. Then we fell in love with it. And then we moved in. But yeah, it's like I wasn't sure the audience would like it. I was like,
they love it.
I was like, maybe we're going to make a big mistake, but whatever. We're just buying it for the price of the land. Worst case, we, put some money into it. Audience hates it. We sell it for a little bit more money or break even or whatever.
Yeah.
But the audience went crazy. Yeah. Every video was getting over 1 million views in a few days. Like
your biggest videos.
Yeah.
It's a great example of doing scary things.
Oh yeah. It was bigger than me. It was bigger than people thought I could do. It was bigger than a YouTuber had done with a house project.
Yeah.
And it was scary. It was actually scary for us. So we had a lot on the line, and people want to come for that. That's an interesting story. People are like, I don't know if Matt's going to make it. Yeah. I'm going to tune in to find out.
Probably more than likely, I want to see him fail.
Yeah.
And then you ended up.
Exactly.
The home is beautiful.
We want to see Matt tuck his tail and run. But yeah, we made it work, and now we live there, and the internet was like, good job. Like it was super fun. And so I'm actually working on the next
I was going to say,
thing.
What is the next abandoned journey?
So I've been kicking around this idea on the channel of a ghost town.
Okay.
Because there's ghost towns in Texas.
How about an abandoned prank channel?
What's a ghost town? Like a whole town that's shut
It's
down?
like, like a mining town or an oil town or something. You say prank channel?
Do you want to restore an abandoned prank channel?
Yeah, let's go.
Can you dust that off?
But yeah, it's like a town that there used to be some draw to that area, but without the coal mine or whatever that's not there anymore, there's no reason for people to live there, so they leave.
No production.
Yeah, the town is worthless, and you can buy them for cheap sometimes.
So you buy a town, it's abandoned.
And then you turn into like a theme park or some destination, basically.
People visit, they stay,
you have a hotel, you've got a bar, you've got a restaurant, like make it maybe like that country western kind of town, like themed, Demolition Ranch town. I don't know. I've been searching.
That sounds crazy.
We could put a Smile resort on that property.
I'm in. Yeah. Let's do it. We could recreate your old house backyard back there. Put a blob and
like
a pond.
A studio
and
version.
Yeah. Where people can go and they can swim in the mock Roman Atwood pond
house
in the Demolition town.
Maybe they get married there. It could be a wedding resort.
A wedding venue.
Oh,
That's such a good idea. I mean, I have people hit me up all the time asking if they can do their bachelor parties or their weddings at Demolition Ranch.
Dang.
These are some rednecks who watch my show.
Yeah,
they would be. These redneck girls would be down for that.
That would be cool, man. If I was a diehard fan and I had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like what? Yeah, like bachelor parties in the ghost town would be really fun.
Yeah. Listen, guys, he didn't let me and Britt do it, so good luck.
Let's go.
I asked him.
Yeah, he tried to get us married at the ranch.
Can we please come to Texas? And
Nah, they just couldn't afford it.
couldn't afford it.
Nah.
I had
Hawaii
the
was
Daisy Dukes
cheaper.
and everything, dude. So, country, you ever been to Texas, like to visit, like to spend time in Texas?
Yes.
What do you think of Texas?
I like Texas.
It's a good place.
I like Texas. People are very friendly.
People are awesome in Texas.
I'm telling you, everybody's saying hello to each other.
I'm sure they do that here too, right?
Ohio's friendly. Yeah, Ohio's friendly. He's in the city though. He's
like
in the city.
I'm a city guy,
yeah.
man.
I think it's
I'm
just
from
city
New
versus
York.
country. Yeah.
I mean, I go to New York. I mean, it's
quiet.
every person for themselves,
Yeah.
man.
Survival.
You know, even the rats on the sewage rats on the corner, like, what you looking at, boy?
Keep walking.
You know, you just walking. But I like Texas a lot.
Yeah, we should. I'd like to go down and do a real Texas experience where we full cowboy out and we do the horses and we do the.
I want to ride a bull.
Okay, we can make that happen.
Did everybody hear that? Just
I
make
know
sure
a
this
guy.
audio's working.
I know a guy in Texas. We can put you on a bronc or a bull, whatever you want.
I mean, but let them start me
Wait,
off
what's
with like
the difference?
A little baby bull.
just like Roman did. He started in Brittany. They started me off with a baby, like, you know, bike.
Yeah,
Start
we'll
me
get
off
you
on a
baby bike.
We'll get you like an 8-month-old bull, like one it's still 400 pounds, but
Yeah.
but it's not. You know,
This country's no
1400.
lightweight.
Yeah, I ain't no
You be putting a
lightweight.
hurting on that bull.
I probably would.
I had to give this guy a piggyback ride at his wedding. Jumped on my back.
Yep,
You had to go to the chiropractor 3 times that
I'm
week.
gonna tell you what.
crooked after that.
Make sure you get a good bull.
What you weigh?
I weigh right now about 246
That's a
to
big
like
boy.
250.
Yeah, he's
big
dense.
boy.
He's solid, man.
Yep.
When I hug him every day, man. It's like that's a rock. Solid. There's nothing. There ain't nothing hanging. It's like a meatball, dude. Country style meatball.
What
Well,
you mean? There's nothing hanging?
There's nothing. Well, luckily for my height, I'm able to hug him properly.
I got a question for you guys.
All right.
You guys have traveled the world, or all three of you guys have traveled the world and done many collaborations with many people. What is your favorite place to go to? Like, what is the go-to spot? If it's not in your backyard, where's like what you fell in love with?
I feel like you guys have gone way more places than I have, but I like going to Spanish-speaking countries because I kind of speak Spanish. I'm about 50% fluent, and usually we go to beach places, and it's just so fun. We just sit out there, you know, we sit on the beach and hang out. And I like going to the places where it's not as touristy, and so like you can't speak English, you have to try to speak Spanish. That's kind of my happy place.
Little challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. I know. I know. I fell in love with. I don't know if it's a kid or what, but I fell in love with tropical areas.
Yeah.
Just the beauty. We can't have palm trees here.
Yeah.
So when I see palm trees, I'm in love. Like, that's my fetish, dude.
Anywhere warm?
Yeah, I love tropical plants and
You just
clear water.
the opposite of Ohio.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's polar opposite.
We had a palm tree in my backyard by our pool. Roman loved it. My wife hates it because she's like, we live in central Texas. Like, there are not naturally palm trees here, but they do grow there because the weather's right. But so she just hates it because it feels out of place to her, and she wants to cut it down. And Roman's like, I love that palm tree. She's like, I hate that palm
It's
tree.
funny. Yeah, it's got to be because I just can't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't have it here.
So they just won't grow here. It's just too wet, I guess.
You
or
have to dig them up
too
in the
cold?
summer when summer
Oh,
ends.
they'll like freeze.
Yes.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So it's a tough one, man. Tough one. But yeah, we fell in love with Aruba, small island,
Probably
amazing
Aruba,
people.
St. Lucia.
All the
those
people
little
there were
islands.
so incredible.
That's a dumb question. They speak English there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice island and nice people, and yeah, those type of environments. How about you?
Yeah. What about you?
You like the islands too, Coconut Joe.
Yeah, you know, I do like the islands. I mean, my favorite place to visit is like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. They're all
but
over.
like
on
They're
an
all
island.
over. Like, but on
like
an island.
McDonald's on an island.
No,
yeah.
but
They dropped the McRib,
Yeah.
dude. You think it's New
Yo.
Year's?
yo, man, been a couple of times I've been disappointed. I told Roman, like, dude, I don't want to come visit you. They took the McRib off the menu.
It's not worth
I
it.
need 2 days of just
right.
like processing this. No, I think my favorite place like to visit, and I want to say this, like, and this is, and I'm gonna go back. Dubai was shocking to me. When I went with Dubai, with
I've never
Roman and
been.
Brit-
It looks like a wild place.
I am like, it's another level.
It's like
another level.
yeah,
up
it's like
there.
It's like a
He-
different world.
It's yeah, it's
it's like
Yeah.
yeah, I can't
Vegas.
explain it. I can't explain it.
It's like bigger money Vegas.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to
Fancier.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very high end feel that just has everything for adults. Like it's a wild place. Big money. Big money.
Warm.
Lambos everywhere. It's just big money everywhere. So yeah, you're right. That's a wild, cool place to go.
Yeah, that had to be my favorite place.
I loved Egypt. One of my favorite places I've ever been.
Oh man.
Like that's a place that if you knocked me out and you woke me up and you said, "Hey, we're on a different planet,"
Yep.
be the first place I'm like, maybe we are.
Well, the pyramids are kind of different, right? Yeah. We don't see anything like
But
that.
just
around
the
here.
city of Cairo is
You don't have pyramids in Ohio?
No.
not yet. Not yet. Yeah, so travels was just amazing.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see the world. The world is amazing. It doesn't get enough credit. The world is awesome.
I do love Texas. I still want a house in Texas.
Yeah, that's
the
why I
next
originally
thing.
came up
We're
with the
getting
topic.
y'all a house in Texas.
Every time
Yeah.
we go, I wake up every morning and she's on Zillow looking up houses in that area.
Yeah.
Let me tell these guys something about y'all. Well, some about people in general. We have YouTube guests come down all the time, come visit, make some content, and the first time they come, they make a joke about moving to Texas.
Yeah.
They just say like, "Yeah, we're moving here." Ha 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 ha.
Make it a
And it's-
thumbnail.
It's all a joke. Yeah, exactly. Make a thumbnail like you guys did. And then the second time they come down, they're like, "Huh, man, we really should move here." And they kind of like say it like that, and they're like, "I'll just look and see what prices are." And they kind of look at some houses, nonchalant. They're just browsing. The third time they come, they're like, "We actually kind of want to move here now." And then the fourth time they just move. So you guys are, I think, about on number 4.
Four or five trips.
Like I had like 4 or 5 YouTube friends who have all moved to Central Texas and they all started by joking about it, just making a total joke.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yep.
It's a beautiful place. I don't know how well I'd do in the summers. It is blitzing.
It's rough.
Blitzing hot.
It's rough. It's like it was 100 degrees the other day, and it's not even middle of summer yet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
it's
come
different.
home here where it's nice
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
summer.
Yeah,
Go
just
there in the
stay
winter.
here. Yeah.
That's the realistic talk is like maybe a winter home.
That's what
in Texas.
Mayor's like. We need to buy a house in Pennsylvania that we can go stay for 3 months in the middle of summer, get away from some of that heat.
Yeah. And here's the other side of things. Whole nother topic. We have merged our companies.
Yeah.
We have taken Smilmore. You guys know this by now. We have moved Smilmore to Bunker Branding, which is in Texas.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Super exciting.
Get up, guys. Get up. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Shh. Okay.
And when I'm in Texas now,
Yep.
the productivity to be able to work at Bunker, produce for Bunker is way higher than here in Ohio.
Yeah.
When I'm back in Ohio, I'm trying to do YouTube or start a podcast, or when I'm in Texas, it's like, man, I could implement all these things because I'm here.
I told you he's on step number 3 right
So-
now.
so
where
basically-
he's like thinking this actually might work.
Having a home in Texas is starting to make more sense
Interesting.
because I now have official business.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you want our address?
Yeah.
And I might already have a vehicle there if the giveaway winner chose.
That's
By the
true.
time this podcast goes up, we have a winner.
Yeah, that is true.
We will have a winner. So I'll know soon if we're keeping that truck, and that'll be my Texas.
Which will be hilarious because that is
How are the kids gonna fit in there?
they got a
Well,
truck bed.
Yeah, they're allowed in Texas to just jump in the back.
Yeah, that'll be a hilarious truck if like you end up keeping that truck.
Yeah.
because the person chooses the money over the truck. That would be so funny to leave that at your Texas house and drive that thing around.
How many
everywhere.
times can we send that back and forth? It's in Ohio now.
Yeah,
The truck's in Ohio.
I think whenever we travel to each other, we just have to drive the truck.
we just.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Dude,
be
that's
rough.
how far
That'd be
is that?
rough.
I'm gonna see.
That's
how,
a long trip.
How long? Oh, I turned my phone off so no one could call me. Dang it!
I got you. I'm the
Yeah.
irresponsible.
I want to see. Type in Central Texas, Bernie. Let's see how long it takes. Because I bet you that, and that's in a normal car that drives 80.
Right.
Like this truck drives 60,
Rough.
Maybe.
and it's
maybe.
bouncy and
Rough.
no air conditioner.
That's right. You got
20 hours?
15 and a half
In a normal vehicle.
in a normal vehicle that you're cruising 70, 80.
So
You'd be at
I would say it's
you'd be at 20 hours with
20,
stops.
20 or more.
And with breakdowns, you're talking like days.
Yeah, assuming it's efficient and doesn't break down.
Maybe one day we will do that road trip because we've talked about it.
it would be epic.
We've talked about doing a taco train.
Yeah.
Everybody we know with old Toyota trucks.
What if we
A
get
taco train?
Taco
Is that,
train.
that's what it's called?
That's what we
Tacos.
called it.
It's brand new. What if we get people in the audience who have Toyotas too?
Absolutely.
And we actually make like a caravan of just like 50 Toyota
From
pickups.
Columbus to Texas or vice versa.
Dude,
Yeah,
that would
it's
be hilarious.
20-hour road trip.
Those people who have those trucks are so proud too. Like they'd be
yeah.
so pumped to be like, I'm in the taco train.
Yeah, dude, that'd be fun.
That would be cool.
And it'd be such
epic.
great content.
And they'd all break down.
By the end, it's just one truck pulling all of them.
Just
it's a taco train because when one breaks down, you strap your truck to another truck. So now we've created a
train.
train.
We should probably have an F-350 in the front pulling
We're going to
them all.
need a real truck in the front.
We need someone
Oh,
with a trailer.
real
just
trucks?
A real
scoop 'em
powerful
up.
truck.
Oh.
Yeah, the trucks are not very powerful.
We'll just hire one of those 18-wheelers with like the 12-car hauler trailers.
Yeah.
Just to drive along with us, just to pick up the guys who can't make
That
it.
is true.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be good.
Which could be us right out
For
the gate.
sure. It could be me an hour out of town.
Sorry, guys.
So you guys got to finish on your own. Rome and I are heading home because our
I do like
Truck's
the idea,
tight.
though.
That
That,
would
that
be
could
fun.
be our
That would
first
be
event,
cool.
dude. The taco travel train.
dude. We could just pick up people along the way too. Like you don't have to come down to Texas to start it. You can get, hit us in Nebraska or wherever.
You have a live feed of where you guys are at.
You know when the president travels, or the trucker rally traveled.
Yeah.
The overpasses were full of people
Just
Mm-hmm.
cheering
with
them on.
flags and
Cheering 'em
rooting.
on.
We could have the taco train route live,
That
right?
would be really cool.
And no mufflers. Requirement, you have to cut off your mufflers so we're all just going at 60 miles an hour.
It's great for audio, dude.
God, our ears would be done.
Yeah, I like that. So, honored to be part of Bunker.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited. I think the kickoff was great.
Yeah.
An incredible start to the partnership, and we've given away the truck at this point, which is weird because we haven't on this podcast
Right.
yet. I wish we had the
Ton of
winner.
filming.
But
Yeah, because
somebody's
we
about-
still have 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah. And this is going to come out like right after that.
Yeah, right after.
Like right after.
So it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant.
What's your guys' bet on what they take? Truck or money?
I think people are going to take the cash.
Yeah.
People need cash right now.
I think if someone is set up where they already have a really nice truck and this would just be their toy, I
Yeah.
think they'll pick the Toyota. But if someone's like, struggling and they have the option to get this old beat up truck or the money, they're going to be like, I think I'll take that money and buy a car that's going to be reliable.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Or if it's just some, young couple, his wife's going to be like, no, you can't keep that dumb truck in the driveway.
Like a high school kid.
Yeah. Or his mom. Yeah, his mom's going to be like, no, you can't put that in my driveway. It's going to leak on the asphalt.
Hey, my brand new car leaks, so.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, she got a winner. So I want to try to inspire some people on this podcast moving forward. Kind of part of each episode, I want to lift people up. We both have businesses. Country's had a security business. Brittany's has built multiple businesses with me. I want to talk about balancing business and family a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that, I want to build my company before I have a family. I want to travel the world before I have a family. I want to talk about, because we've done it all with family.
Sure.
And I think it's inspiring for people that might be discouraged about having a kid right now or wanting to get married, but they're scared that their business isn't taking off yet.
Yeah.
I want to give that experience because we've both created success with family.
One of my friends in vet school, he had a kid before I did. And I was talking to him about not sure if I was ready to have a kid yet. I was married at this time, been married for like a year. And he was like, man, you should have a kid. They had just had a baby. They had like a 1-year-old baby. And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I think we're going to wait till we have more time and we got more money and that kind of thing. Cause we were broke and had no time. I was still in vet school. And he goes, Matt, there's never going to be a time where you're like, man, I have so much free time and so much extra money. We should have a kid. And I was like, I guess that's true. Like, you're never just gonna be like, gosh, what am I gonna do with all this time and money? Like, that just doesn't happen.
It is true.
He's like, you just got to do it and you'll figure it out. Which we ended up, not because of him necessarily, but we ended up deciding deciding that we were ready-ish and we were going to go for it. And yeah, I tell all my friends that who are thinking like, when should we have a kid? It's like, man, you just got to go for it. You'll figure it out.
And then how much, my viewers have heard me say this, how much does having that kid push you?
So much.
Right? Becomes
so much.
So much more motivation.
I worked so much harder when I had a kid because I was like, man, this 1-year-old baby is going to be in college in 17 years. And I got to figure out my life before that. Like I got to get all my business worked out. I got to save up money for this college. And I think if I didn't have that kid, I would have been like, you know what I need? I need a nice new truck, or whatever. But
Right.
since I had a kid, I was like, I'm going to keep driving that old truck and keep putting money away.
It's time to go
Yeah,
time.
and I got to figure out how to make this business work. So yeah, I worked way harder when I had a family to provide for sure.
It's a different level of motivation that I've never had.
Yeah.
It's. I remember when Noah was born, and I was working in the factory. That check to check life that we all start with. When he was born, it was like a real kick from behind.
Yeah.
That you can't get without that experience.
No, you can't get it.
It's something that becomes part of being
It's
the provider.
Yeah, the dad of the family. You're like, this is on me. Like
Yeah.
I'm the boss here, and if we don't make ends meet, that's the boss's fault.
Yeah.
And
Your life-
the mom's the boss too, for sure.
Your life doesn't just fall apart, but your kid.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Country, you've had to first of all, do we have a baby yet?
I'm telling you,
This man might need some advice.
Yeah.
This man might need some
No,
advice.
we're still trying, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Are you sleeping on the couch again?
no, I'm not sleeping on the couch. No,
Not until he says this.
So she's a day late,
Uh-oh.
and I'm like, is that normal? For her, it's not, but like, I'm hoping, and I think and we've been praying a lot about this, and she's my wife dying to have a family. You know what it is? It's like I think it's gonna happen when it happens.
Yeah.
But man, like she wants to have a family. She wants to have like our child. She's I don't know if you know, but I have 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
I have my son JJ.
Yeah, I knew you had him.
And so a lot of people, my son's older brother, his name is Marquise. He's not my child, but when I took on the responsibility to be in my son's mother's life, I took on the responsibility of being his father.
Sure.
And to this day, I'm still the father figure in his life. So he, that's my son.
Yeah.
I love him, and he's an amazing kid. Just graduated from college, and but those are my 2 boys, and with her, she's like all the time telling me, I can't wait to have a girl, because as much as you spoil the 2 boys, you're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Now let me say this.
Especially you're older now, you're really gonna spoil.
He was so your life, I think, changed a little bit when you had the girl, because it's a different experience with a child. And I'll tell you this, man, your daughter looks at me, I just like, you got it, what you need.
She is
you
the
want,
cutest
and
thing I've
she is
ever seen.
Adorable.
She was playing with me last night, and
She loves me.
I love that age. I was wanted to do it all night.
So fun.
Yeah, and so she wants a girl, and everything about me is like, man,
Yeah.
be a Spartan. We only make men here.
So when I had Noah, I remember finding out what we were having, and I was in a full sweat because I wanted a boy so bad.
Yeah.
Had a boy. When we had Cain, I was in a full sweat because I wanted a boy.
Yeah.
Had a boy. With Knox, with Cora, I remember going out live on stage and announcing I want to have a baby girl, because everybody knew I only wanted boys.
Yeah.
And I finally was like, finding out with Cora, I remember sweating because I wanted a girl so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got the girl.
You got what you wanted every time.
Now with Knox, we did not find out what we were having.
Yeah.
We did one child where we did not find
is
out.
cool.
And that's because we
Yeah.
had both already.
Yeah.
And-
I knew it was a boy,
But man, this girl,
Mayor guessed all ours right as well.
but
this girl, man, my boys, obviously unconditional love. You can't find love like that in the world. But with this girl, it's a different level of connection.
Yeah.
It's like my boys, it's like they're growing up and I'm happy about it. My girl, please don't age another day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want you to just be 4 forever.
Yeah.
So cute and innocent.
I agree with you on that. My son, at the age of like 4 to 6, like, it's so many memories.
Yeah. That's one of the cutest.
and
they want to be just like you.
And you know
Yeah.
what? I cried. And this is a true story. I cried when my son started sleeping in his own room.
Yeah.
Oh my God, because he was just always in the bed with me.
tough.
And I was like, man, this kid's growing up. And I got emotional, like I lost him.
Yep.
And like they grow, but like in that moment, I can't explain. Like you know what it is to be a parent, and especially like everything about it's like, man, this kid thinks he's 9 foot tall in this bed, but everything about it's like you want that child to be in that bed with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do the kids still like sleep in the bed?
No, but
Kane did until I was pregnant with Cora. I mean, he slept either in our bed or like right beside our bed.
yeah, like a bed beside our bed.
Yeah.
Right now, we have no kids in the bed, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
I've spent most of my life
Yeah.
with one of the kids either in the bed or they come in at some point in the night.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
and lately we have no kids in the bed, which is amazing.
It's crazy. And Knox is only a year and a half.
Yeah. But he has
Figured
Cora.
he'd be in there till
Yeah.
he was like 3, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about finding out what they were, mine was the opposite of yours, where I wanted a boy so bad, just like you.
Yeah.
And then the first one came, and they were like, girl. And I was like, oh, that's okay. You know, we'll get a boy on the next one. Second one comes, girl. Like, I'm in the sonogram room, and I'm just so pumped. And Mare knows that all I want is a boy and girl. And so I'm just like, I'll love her anyway, you know? And then the third one comes around, and I was like, I'd lost hope. I was
It's
like,
a
I'm not
girl,
gonna be excited anymore. Like, I'm just gonna be a girl dad, which is great. There are girl dads out there, and they love it, obviously, and I would love it. But I was like, I'm just gonna be a girl dad. And the lady with the sonogram, you know, she's looking around on the belly, and she's like, it's a boy. And I was like, what? She's like, it's a boy. I was like, are you sure? And she's like, unless your girl has a penis. I was like, woo! Yes.
How emotional is it when you find out that sex?
Oh, I
it's
was
like,
so pumped.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I cried
like,
every
just-
time.
Yeah, just teary eyed and just, it's like you're making a human.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can make a lot of things on this planet, but a human.
A lot of people talk about that when they see the baby, like, I made a human. I didn't really realize it until I had 2 babies that could talk. When they were old enough to talk and they were talking to each other, I was like, I just created 2 things that can communicate to each other. Like that's where like
Supercomputers,
sunk in. I was like, this conversation never would have happened, but we made it happen. That was weird for me. My 2 daughters are sitting there just like talking about nothing. You know, they're talking about what they're eating or something.
Yeah.
But
And it's so special.
yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Those things, yeah, you'll never forget that kind of stuff.
You guys obviously you've closed the door on having more kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're done.
You got the snip.
Yes, I did. It was
Brittany won't
great.
let me do it.
Just in case.
Why? This is her
Okay.
rabbit hole.
There we
This is her
go.
rabbit hole,
Oh,
right?
got her. She's like, I didn't know we were talking about this.
It's not necessarily me. Like, I feel like your family has,
Higher
Like-
risk of.
yeah, of it makes your chances of having prostate cancer higher, and your uncle died from
Many of
that.
my family members have died from prostate cancer,
Huh.
so
I
there's
didn't
a
know it made
chance
your-
that I will
it
as
made it
well.
higher.
And
You don't say it like that.
no, I'm just saying it. Genetics.
You know how to lower your chances? Neutered. And I could do that.
Matt is.
I've neutered a lot of dogs. It's probably similar.
For those that don't know,
I've
Matt
neutered
is
a couple.
actually.
I've neutered a couple dudes.
You know your
You have?
story.
Yeah. Just like my buddies, you know, just don't
No
want to have kids anymore.
way.
Yeah. In the kitchen, just whatever. I get the kitchen knives
Right
out.
after the swinger party.
Sharpen them.
Your whole like come up is super inspiring too. Like I come from the rope factory. Everybody's heard this a million times, but most people know that you were a vet before you
I was
were a
working
YouTuber.
on that little cat outside.
Yes, you were.
I saved
I
its
know.
life.
I was like, there's a vet down the street. And he's like, I'm a vet. Oh,
You
yeah.
did the full. You graduated and then you went 8 years
Yeah.
to become a veterinarian.
Well, yeah. What are you talking about? Graduate? I graduated like high school in 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 8 years.
Yes.
That's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Before the success of YouTube.
Yeah. So that's why I hung on to being a vet like full time for so long, because I was like, I put 8 years into this. Like YouTube eventually passed up my vet salary, and then I kept being a vet for like a full time vet for like 3 years after that.
I remember when you were in that stage of being scared to not be a vet.
Yeah.
And go full time.
I just bought a vet clinic too.
Yeah.
Like I was in debt because I bought this vet clinic, and I went to school for 8 years, but then YouTube was really looking promising. And I was just like, I can't go spend time on YouTube. I got to make this vet thing work.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but YouTube is way more fun, way more flexible. I can go I can work or not work whenever I want. I don't have to be like, oh, I've got appointments all day tomorrow, so I got to go do this. And then also it started
You
being
don't have to neuter
more profitable.
things every day.
What do you
I
think?
love neutering. I love cutting animals though. That was so
I
cool.
love cutting animals.
Chopping them. That's your little soundbite right there.
The cat now has 3 legs outside.
What do you think's happening right now in society with, like, there's no doubt guys like us have built an audience over time of these kids growing up now.
Yeah.
I speak to teachers all the time. They're like, look, these kids want to be YouTubers.
Yep.
What do you think's happening with the vet world, the mechanics, the guys, the plumbers, the dentists, the doctors?
I'm worried about that.
How many humans now are going to be like, YouTube's more fun?
Yeah.
I don't have to go to school for 8 years.
Or Twitch gaming.
And
go
I'm
in debt, like going to school. I don't have to go get a 4-year degree and be in debt.
And by the way, there's a possibility I'm going to make way more money.
Yeah.
That's a crazy.
What do your kids want to do?
Noah's interesting. He's not sure.
Yeah.
And I always just assumed they would jump into YouTube.
Because they also see the bad side of it too. Like there are some negatives, some big negatives.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot. And I do believe the positives outweigh the negatives.
Yep.
But a lot like my dad who played and mastered the guitar, he's a shredder. I never touched a guitar.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like that. They've watched me do YouTube. Maybe they have no interest in it.
Yeah.
Kane does, but I feel like it's just that age.
He's
Yeah.
10.
That
Yeah.
age.
He's too young for me to let him do it.
Yeah.
So maybe by the time he's old enough, he's like,
My wife's mom, so my kid's grandma, asked Lincoln when he was like 5, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a veterinarian, and then I want to quit and be a YouTuber.
And this is happening all over the world.
Yeah.
Like all these people that these viewers are looking up to are like, well, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. It's
And a lot of people have already.
a lot of people have. Yeah. Think of the YouTuber that started because of you.
Yeah.
That's now huge.
Yeah.
And it's like super cool, first of all. But what is happening in the next 20 years with our handymen, there'll still always be those people. There might be less, and it'll cost more, and there'll be a longer wait time.
Yeah.
So now you need a plumber. Well, there's only 2 plumbers in this town.
I'm worried about the people who go all into YouTube because I went into YouTube with a vet as my fallback the whole
Yes.
time. Like that was my main thing. YouTube was my side gig for a long time. So I think, in my opinion, like if my kids want to be YouTubers, I want them to have a real job first because I'm worried about the people who go all into YouTube and have no fallback, and then they're 27 years old and they give up on YouTube because they only get 1,000 views or something.
Yeah.
And then what if that's my kid and he's 27 and didn't go get a degree, hasn't practiced a trade for the last 10 years like all of his friends did? Like then what happens? So I don't know. I'm a big proponent of having something else going on, and you can start YouTube on the side until it starts making money.
Yeah. I had 0 fallback.
Really?
Well,
You went all in. You're one of those.
You had
so,
the factory.
I always had the family business
Yeah.
that I could work at.
Yeah.
But when you're
But I think that's enough.
When
You
you
have
have-
something. You don't just stop and you're like, well, I guess I got to go find a job. I don't know what I'm going to do.
when you have any success online, the financial side is so much bigger than your hourly wages.
Yeah.
That going back to something like that really felt like there was no going back. I was
Failure.
also almost 30.
Yeah.
So it was like
Yeah. By 30, you feel like you need to have stuff
you
figured out.
start panicking,
Yeah.
dude.
You need to be successful at whatever you're doing by 30.
I didn't have any success until I went into panic mode.
Yeah.
When you start panicking about your life, am I going to work in this factory forever? Or am I going to create something for myself?
But was the panic like more of a drive to keep pushing?
Absolutely.
But
dude,
because some people panic and like they just shut down.
Bro, I used to tear up in
Yeah,
that rope
yeah.
factory. That panic. That this is my
yeah.
life. That I'm going to be at my dad's factory forever.
Yeah.
I hated school. No college. I didn't want anything to do with education. I wanted to make these videos. But man, how the heck do you make money at it?
Yeah.
And now it's like the new Hollywood, right? I think 20 years ago, millions of people ran to Hollywood to become
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yep.
How many of those failed?
Yep.
There's handfuls of success
Right.
out of the millions that try. And that YouTube is like that new Hollywood.
Yeah.
All these kids are running to be the YouTuber. How many are going to crash and burn and not have that vet ranch or not have that fallback?
Yep.
So it's just wild to think about. Like, I feel insanely blessed.
Luckily, the cost of entry in YouTube is a lot less than moving your life to Hollywood to try to make it as an actor.
Yeah.
You can just do it for free on the side with very minimal expenses until you figure out if you have a knack for it or if you like it, which is cool.
So I got something interesting because I'm going to jump at this. Roman's dad said something interesting, that it was becoming a visual problem and a mental problem from him because Roman was coming to work and bringing his work of creating YouTube at the job.
Yeah.
So when you was working, I'm assuming you're bringing that. How rewarding the feeling was, because he talks about when he got like his first check.
Yeah.
Tell me that experience. Like, what was your first check like to you? And was like that,
mine's a weird story because I was kind of doing YouTube for fun. I wasn't trying to make it work. Like, it sounds like you got into it. You were like trying to make it work. I was doing it for fun, and I randomly had a video go viral, and so I was making $4 a month. Like, I just turned on ads because I was like, it's a little extra money, whatever. Like, I was making nothing. And then I put the video, we had my brother had found a baby deer, and he had taken it home and like nursed it back to health, and they raised this little baby deer. And so it's still like a young deer now. It's like been a month or something. And it was playing in the front yard with my family's black lab. I was in college already. So it's playing with this black lab, and they have a little soccer ball, and they're like, the lab is playing keep with the ball. That's with awesome. The deer. And it's just super cute. My sister filmed it. And then they showed me this video. And I was like, that's awesome. Can I put it on my YouTube video or my YouTube channel? Because I get like, a couple bucks a month or something, and we can make some money off of it. And it went super viral. It went on the Ellen Show. It went on Anderson Cooper. It went all around Japan. It made $3,000 in like a week or something. And that's what opened up my mind to like, you can make real money on YouTube. And so then for like 2 years after that, I tried to make another viral animal video and made nothing. Like, I just I was like filming everything that animals did and then putting it on there, and no one watched it. I couldn't figure it out. And finally I was like, I'm giving up. I'm just going to make gun videos because that's what I like to do.
And you've obviously.
And that worked out.
Honestly,
it was when I finally stopped trying to chase what was popular and just did what I liked.
Yeah.
That people were like, oh, that one looks real. Like, that looks legit.
I heard an amazing quote a couple weeks ago that fell right into the hands of this podcast. I think Brad Lea said it. Hope I'm saying his name right. He said the problem with influencers is that they're always chasing the content instead of being the content.
Yeah.
And that hit me so hard.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because a lot of days I don't want to just sit and talk to a camera, but I am the content.
That's exactly what I did. I was filming. I would like find a hawk outside, and I would just film the hawk, hoping he did something funny, or cute, or whatever. And then when I finally started just making videos about me doing what I liked, that took off.
So when I started the podcast, my big mental state was not chasing the content.
Yeah,
I'm not. Even though we have a monster truck coming here today for content, the podcast is real.
Yeah,
and we're here hanging out and chatting, and the podcast is all about us being the content.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't need the flashy lights and the explosions. So I love that quote. Mm-hmm. And it hit me so hard because I am terrible about it. I am a content chaser. If there's something cool happening and I can better the vlog, I think betters the vlog, I chase it instead of like, you know what? They probably subscribe to hear me and Brittany's, what we're doing and it's a hard reality.
Yeah.
As a creator, it's hard to mentally get into that mindset of like, we don't have to chase this. Mm-hmm. If they're gonna fall in love with you, it's because of you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what you did so good on the vlog for so long, was you were chasing content, I guess, but you were creating it by bringing it all to you, making your backyard like a freaking Disneyland, like, and just there's always something happening. It's like you guys cutting a hole in the ice and making it spin around. I'm sure it was a ton of work, but like,
oh my gosh,
it was really interesting
a cool video
to watch. Like that kind of stuff is cool. And like normal people wouldn't want to spend, how long did that take you to cut that ice like that?
I don't know, a couple hours.
Yeah. Normal people wouldn't want to go out there with a chainsaw and just cut forever.
And then you only do that for the vlog.
Yeah.
Like you don't cut that
Yeah. You're
hole.
like, I'm cold. I'm going back inside.
Here's what I did. Here's how I mastered our channel. I got people to the channel with that.
Yep.
Right? I had them fall in love with my family.
Right.
So it was like one very exciting part of the vlog.
Yep.
And then family. So you get them there with the cool content.
Yep.
But they stay because of your family.
Yeah. They're not necessarily coming to watch you crush a car with a monster truck.
Not all day.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
gonna
the
watch
whole
you take
video.
your socks off.
There needs to be there needs to be
now we're talking. Okay.
There needs to be relatability, because it's not very easy to relate to somebody that can do cool stuff every day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hard to relate to. That's not even reality.
Yeah.
But what you can relate to is a family, a guy going to the grocery store. That's real.
The vlogs you hated to upload.
The vlogs I hated.
Yeah. You're like, why would anyone want to watch us be normal?
They're watching
But they feel like they want to be there. They want
because
to be there for that.
you are the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard reality for newcomers, vloggers. Always remember that. You are the content. Matt, you're
I'm
the
gonna upload
reason.
videos of me just tying my shoes and stuff.
There's so many people
Super relatable.
so many gun channels,
Yeah.
but you are the content. You're the reason they're going to yours.
Because I'm handsome.
You're just stud muffin, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Stud
too.
muffin.
Like, that guy's handsome. I think I want to watch him shoot guns.
I'm gonna watch that shit, guys.
So you were a vet for how many years?
I graduated in 2012, and I probably worked full time for 5 years, and then I just started slowly taking time away from YouTube or from vet. So I had a half day off a week. Like I worked a half day on the weekends, and so I took a half day off during the week, and then and I was doing all my YouTube on that Thursday afternoon. I was only filming and editing and all that stuff on Thursday afternoons, and then I was like, man, YouTube's showing some promise. I think I'm gonna take all Thursday off. So now I'm only working, and I was probably putting in 50 plus hours at the vet clinic a week.
Wow.
Like I was working like super full time because I just bought it. I wanted it to work, and I was like, I owned it. I was just like, I was the guy.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, well, like maybe I'll just pull back a little bit. So I pulled back a half day, and so I was still full time at the vet clinic. But now I had a whole day where my wife would think I was working, because I was like, I'm working. I know this doesn't seem like work, but it is work. And I would just film videos all day.
What you do with that dumb camera?
And then I don't know, 5 months later, I'm like, man, if I had 2 days, I could get a lot more done on YouTube. And so I just started like pulling back slowly over a couple of years.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and kind of testing the waters. Like, is this going to work? Is it if I put more time toward YouTube? If I have 2 days, can I grow faster on YouTube? Can I make the money up that I'm losing from not seeing clients all day on Wednesday now? And like I did it slowly and found out that I can. Like I can make this work. And then I was like, man, if I hire a vet to work at the vet clinic for me,
I have more
I
time.
could take off 3 days a week. And so I hired a vet, and she came and started working and seeing those clients that I couldn't see anymore. And now I have 3 days to go film. I can make 2 videos a week now and that kind of thing. And so I just started slowly transitioning.
Such a great
so like
story.
5 years of full time, and then like 3 years of transitioning out of it, probably.
Okay. And what's your favorite vet story? What's your favorite
All
thing
right,
that
so
happened?
y'all already know it. It's my favorite story.
I love this story. I already know what you're gonna say.
Country's
so-
gonna die.
Talk to me.
All right, all right,
This-
country.
this
Look
one's
at
for-
me.
for
Look
you
at me
guys.
in my eyes.
Country.
Explain it to
You like
me.
Chihuahuas?
Do I like Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
So every Chihuahua in New York City is like 3 to 4 pit bulls. They're nasty.
Right?
They're nasty.
This is the Chihuahua story. All right, so I'm actually I went and when I first graduated vet school, I didn't have money to buy a vet clinic. I moved to West Texas and took a job working at a vet clinic for these 2 great guys out in West Texas. They're Midland, Texas, and I'd probably been a vet for a week or something. And I'm walking past, my receptionist is on the phone, and she's like, let me let you talk to a doctor. So she hands me the phone, and when you've been a vet for a week, like you're just super not confident. Like you're just nervous. You're going to kill everything. So I get on the phone.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, like you don't
out
know.
the gate, you'd be like,
Yeah, it's like, what medicine do you give? Probably this. Like once you've done it for 6 months, you know what medicines to give for everything almost. Like 99% of the stuff in 6 months. But 1 week I knew nothing. And so I get on the phone with this lady. I'm nervous already. And she's like, my Chihuahua had babies and they're premature and I don't know what to do. I was like, all right, what's your question? Like, I don't know either. And she was like, well, like they're like super premature. Like they don't even have hair. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, they're still alive? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, they're probably going to die, ma'am. I was like, if they're that premature, like there's really nothing to do. And she's like, well, they're still alive now. So what should I do? And I was like, I guess put them on the mom and see if they'll start nursing. And she was like, well, the mom ran away. And I'm like, the mom ran away? I was like, well, ma'am, they're probably going to die then. Like they're premature and they don't have a mom. Like they're not going to make it. And she was like, well, can I bring him to you? And I was like, no, there's nothing we can do for him. Like they're like, you just try to find the mom, I guess. And she's like, mom's gone. And I was like, well, go buy some like puppy milk replacer and a little bottle and try to nurse them. And she was like, their mouths are so tiny. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feed them. And I was like, sorry. And she's like, I was like, I can give you like a syringe with a little like pipette thing. You can squirt some milk. She's like, can I just bring him to you? And I was like, ma'am, there's nothing we can do. She's like, can I just bring him up there? And I was like, you'll have to pay an exam fee. And she's like, it's fine. And I was like, okay. So 10 minutes later, this lady shows up and they put her in a room, and I walk into this room and she's got this little towel. Like, I can't see the puppies yet. She's got this little towel, and she opens up the towel and I look at them, and they are like 2 inches long, no hair. They're the tiniest little things I've ever seen. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like,
How are those alive?
No eyes open. Just look. They're just gross little puppies. And I'm like, ma'am, like how long have these things been alive? And she's like, I don't know, like probably 45 minutes or something. And I was like, how can they even breathe? Like, when they're that premature, they shouldn't be able to breathe. And I was like, this is weird. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, ma'am, let me go show these to the old doctor. So I walk out. I'm like, hey doc. I'm like, I got something weird. I said, what do these look like to you? And he goes, those are effing rats. And I was like, I knew it. I was like, right, these are not puppies, right?
Baby rats.
And he was like, no, those are effing rats. He said the word. And I was like, oh. So I walk in, I'm like, ma'am, I was like, are you sure these are Chihuahuas? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, did you watch these come out of a Chihuahua? And she was like, no, I found them in my house. And I was like, man, these are rats. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, here you go. And she's like, I don't want them. But what's funny to think about is if she would have tried to nurse those baby rats, those weren't premature rats. Those were full-term rats. So like, they just don't have hair when they're born. And so if she would have got puppy milk replacer and started feeding them, they would have drank the milk and turned into rats. And she would have noticed like a weekend, like, these Chihuahuas look pretty weird.
She would have posted them up for sale.
I was just like, God, if she would have sat there and fed those little rats, they would have grown, and her friends would have been like, oh, they're Chihuahuas. Oh my gosh. They'd be like, Betsy, those are rats.
Interesting
And
Chihuahua.
she would have been petting them, naming them, putting them on Craigslist. Chihuahuas for sale.
God, I love that story. You know, it's still funny. I've heard that story.
Yeah.
It's still funny, dude.
I've
Yeah,
told that story
it's
100
amazing.
times. That's actually, I was a vet for a week, and that's my best story I ever got.
Have you checked on those pups?
You're still running around the city.
God, that was so good. I thought since I'd been a vet for a week, I was like, man, this is going to happen every week. Like, I'm going to have insane stories like that. But that was my best one I ever got.
That's a good one.
I have a lot of them, but that's the funniest one that I was like, ma'am, these are not Chihuahua puppies. But like, she came in so confident they were Chihuahuas that I just believed her. And then it just broke my brain because I hadn't been a vet for that long. I wasn't confident. And I was just like, I really feel like these are rats, but I don't want to tell this lady her baby Chihuahuas are not Chihuahuas. And
It's a tough.
I went and asked the old vet, and he was so confident. He's like, nope, those are not Chihuahuas.
I've seen that before. Yeah, so I love it. I think anybody discouraged listening, watching, that they're in a job, they're in a place they don't like, you just never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really don't. You know, I could have easily thought that I was in that factory for life. I was coming up on 30, and I had an amazing, successful career coming that I just didn't know yet. And
Yeah.
you would have been a great vet forever.
Right, and I think you would have made the rope factory for you work. It would have been a good career. You could have made a good career there. Just like I think I could have been a great vet forever, like a full-time vet forever, and I would have been happy there.
The biggest issue with that is that I would have always been working.
Yeah,
I would have worked for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And when you find that thing that you love, it's like the most cliche thing ever,
But
it just
it's
takes
real.
work out of your life.
Yeah.
And all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're doing something you love, you enjoy, and you're growing
Yeah.
for you and your family and your friends and those around you. That's the place to get. And I just say, don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
You really don't know where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
We don't know where we're going to end up from here. You know?
people always ask me, "What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Like, where do you think you'll be in 10 years?" I'm like, I can't see past.
Ask the man upstairs. I have no
Ba-
idea.
Yeah,
Based-
really
based on
past
a-
6 months, but 2 years from now, I have no idea what I'll be
Yeah.
doing. Anything past that, I don't know. But like 6 months, I think I have a pretty good idea what I'll be doing for 6 months, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
as far as I can plan out. I don't know if that's just me, but I have no idea where I'll be in 2 years, because 2 years ago, I had no idea where I'd be where I am today. And 2 years before that, I had no idea I'd be there, you know?
Based on our history,
Yeah.
you just don't know.
Stuff has changed. It changes so fast.
So
Yeah.
fast. And you have managed to create the most successful gun channel on YouTube, in my opinion. There's no bigger gun channel. And you've managed to keep this channel booming.
Yeah, it's still going good.
Literally.
Booming.
But
Man, if I fire a gun in my video, it is instantly flagged.
yeah.
How do you deal with it?
I would say...
Are you grandfathered in?
No. Like, that'd be nice. Like, 80% of them are flagged now. But it goes in waves. Like, it just kind of depends on who's in YouTube in charge, I think. Because, like, sometimes it's like 90% of my videos are flagged and demonetized. Like, it has been. Like, whenever... I think it was, like, the adpocalypse. When that happened, it came down hard on gun videos, too.
Yes.
And so, like... my ad revenue got cut in half overnight, and then they started getting flagged as well. So it was like going down. But yeah, remember like back in old YouTube where like, as long as it wasn't like terrible
could do
content,
anything.
as long as it wasn't like the worst content ever, it was monetized. That was so nice because it's like, I'm still, in my opinion, making a family friendly video. Like we don't
The
say
safest
bad words.
version of...
Yeah, like we're just out there at the range shooting responsibly in a fun way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still can get demonetized.
Here's
But-
what's cool about your channel, though. If I shoot a gun in my video, the flag is not the problem. The demonetization, whatever.
Yeah.
It shuts my views
That's
off.
what stinks so
but you're
bad.
still pulling huge views.
I always wonder how the views would be if I didn't have guns in it. Like if my channel was just strictly a car channel that had 10 million subs.
Yeah.
How many views would we be getting if we weren't being like restricted?
Yeah.
But is what it is. You
Big.
know? But also I think guns are kind of edgy, and so there's more people who are going to watch it because not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can go out and fire a 50 cal.
It is
so
not
they,
easy,
they want to
especially
go watch
around
it.
the world.
Yeah, true.
You've got a worldwide audience that can experience the closest thing to this Barrett.
Yeah, all those Europeans who
technical-
speak English and want to watch our videos because we're doing something that normal people cannot do in Europe,
So I avoid, for the last 13 years on YouTube, I've avoided politics and I've avoided religion.
Yep.
My viewers know that I'm religious, but I don't get into it.
Sure.
I don't get into my deep thoughts. The last episode, my father went deep.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was eye-opening.
Your dad goes deep though on like nothing. Like he's the same as my dad. Like you can be like,
very similar.
Nice day today, and he's like, this reminds me, and he just tells like some deep story, and you're like, oh, I just thought those clouds looked pretty. But
Yeah, so
I like that about your dad.
those are two topics that I have not yet just openly talked about.
Sure.
And maybe one day I will,
Yeah.
but I try to avoid that conversation. But what a time to be a gun owner
Yeah.
in the U.S. And we're gun owners. We're half gun collectors. You definitely have an amazing collection, but every one of us own a gun here.
Yep.
And it's part of how we were raised. It's part of how we were brought up. And the big question, and maybe this is for the audience, our country's very divided right now.
They are.
Without,
been divided for a long time
Without
now.
getting too
It's
political.
been divided our whole life.
It's a very obvious division. And the gun thing,
Yep.
very divided. Nobody's ever right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's a very middle battle between everybody's either right or wrong. Both sides are right. Both sides are wrong.
Yeah.
But the big topic,
And they both
right
think the
now-
other side is crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you're on one side, like if you're,
There's
that
no
person on
middle.
this side, yeah, you're not like, I can see, like everybody's like, those guys are crazy. And these guys are like, those guys are crazy. Like
It's tough.
I don't know how it will ever be figured out either.
Yeah,
Like
and
no one will ever agree.
nope,
No.
you can't agree. It's a sad time, I think.
Yeah.
It's a very sad time. Like we should, like we're sharing this planet. We should be united. Do you remember after 9/11?
Oh yeah.
Every car had an American flag.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
waving to each other.
Yep.
The country loved
Doors were held
everybody.
open again.
humans loved humans. It didn't
Yeah.
matter what side you were on. Didn't matter your thoughts. It was like, man, I'm gonna help this person
Yep.
today.
Yep.
And then we've fallen into this division. And the gun thing, obviously, right now is very sensitive. And the whole battle on if guns should be banned. We all have our own thoughts. But maybe today I'd like to throw that to the viewer
Yeah.
on those thoughts. Should guns be banned and why? Because
Or maybe not, like, I would be interested in thoughts that, like, it doesn't have to be black or white. Also, like, is there a middle ground? And if so, how the heck do you get to that? Like, I'm curious what everybody's thoughts
Right.
would be on that. Like, if you don't think, if you think they should have them or they should not have them, or are you somewhere in the middle? Because you don't hear about those people in the middle.
I've
ever.
not met a lot of middles.
No.
I've not met a lot of middles.
But I think personally, to me, I feel like it's not necessarily everyone's going to make it a gun problem, but it's actually a mental health problem that we've been dealing with for a long time.
Yeah.
And
I
that's something no one wants to talk about.
I think the reason that the people don't like saying, like the people who want no guns don't like saying it's a mental health problem is because there's no way to fix that. Like there's no way to find all those people who are going to have a mental health problem. There's no way to 100% do that. There's a lot of ways to help.
Yeah.
But there's no way to 100% stop mental health issues, which is hard. And so no one wants to focus on that because I think it's impossible.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
tough.
Very tough. I don't feel I'm even educated enough to jump into a topic like that.
Yeah.
Like I'd really need to, I'm not even sure I have my own thoughts aligned to have that deep of a conversation, to be that accurate
Sure.
in what I would want to say.
Yeah.
It's very,
and you don't want to offend anybody. You really truly
my
don't wanna
company
offend
Smile
anyone.
More. I try to lift people. That's really what I
All
want to
people.
do.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Right, left.
Yep.
Whether side you're on, I like people.
Yeah.
I do like people.
And even if we feel a certain way, we don't think you should feel the same way. I think that's the biggest thing.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
That's a part of the division that could easily be easier solved. It's okay if you think different.
Well, I think that's why
Yeah.
you don't like talking about politics or religion, because you don't look at someone who has different political views or different religious views and think you need to change them or think, negatively about them. But you are worried that if you, talk about yours, that people will feel like you think negatively about them or they will feel negatively about you. And it's just easier. I mean, I know you personally without the cameras on, and I know how you are, and you're not going around trying to convince me to do this or that because that's the way you feel, right? Like you're happy with me the way I am. I'm happy with you the way you are. And, I'm not happy with country, but it is what it is. I can't change him.
I think at the end of the day,
we could work this out in McDonald's. And
Let's get this boy
Let's do it.
some doubles, dude.
I think at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters, and we all need to love each other like we are.
More love. More
Yeah.
love. Bring the hippie days
Absolutely.
back. Bro.
Let's go.
That brought unity.
The LSD.
That brought unity here. Let's all just trip and fall in love, dude.
Get limos.
Yeah.
well, I want to say I love your T-shirt.
Right.
I really
It's a fantastic shirt.
Pretty good.
It is
Yeah.
a fantastic. I don't know how we came out the gate with such a great shirt. Here's the story on that shirt. I hit Matt up with the idea. I don't know. I woke up the next morning with that exact shirt in my email. Like, do you approve this? I'm like,
Yeah, what all did you say? Because Roman kicked this idea to our graphic designers at Bunker. And what did you tell him? I mean, because...
I was like, I have never had a classic smiley face.
Yeah,
Right? How? With a company named Smile More.
that is true.
So I was like, let's do a classic smiley with the Bunker Demo Army helmet.
Yep.
Like the Vietnam style.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
Yep.
He created the greatest shirt. I
Yeah.
love it.
I mean, Cora was wearing it this morning.
She wears it.
She looked
long
Her and
great
Kane
in it.
both have not taken it off.
Yeah.
pretty
Kane
much.
wears it to school, and all the kids at school want them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we don't have UTs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something we need to work on.
We do need to do that.
Yeah. There's
Especially
still
in this one. Yeah.
There's still some kids out there, but also they don't even know who we are. They just like the shirt, and that's
Yeah.
that's a big
That's
part
cool.
of my brand.
Yeah.
Is grandma can like it,
Yep.
kids can like it.
Doesn't matter if you know Roman Atwood, you'll go, that's a cool shirt.
Doesn't matter if you want
branding.
guns banned
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
It's a cool shirt. It's a happy shirt.
Yep.
Well, we were just recently all together at Indianapolis.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I have never visited you in Texas and the family. And I come in with Roman and Brittany to come visit you because you're getting him involved in some of the cool things you're doing. And I look to the left, and it's thousands
Dude, there's so many people.
of fans.
Yeah.
Not only going nuts for you, everyone has your merch on.
Oh, yeah.
And
We got
Then-
some support out there. Appreciate all that.
then I was trying to wrap my head around it because Roman and Brittany is like, no one knows we're coming.
Yeah.
Then I see everyone has smiled more.
And everybody starts chanting.
Chanting
did,
from
That was
did-
wild.
And did anybody know, like, the collaboration came together? And, like, did you guys announce it at the time?
Yeah, Cletus had said Roman was coming, but that was
Oh.
it.
I think that was like
Cletus had
only
put
a day
he had-
before or
Yeah,
something.
he had put him on the driver's list. That was it.
Yeah, it was very, very.
It was minimal.
We never said a word.
Yeah.
Which after going, I was like, I can't wait to hype this up next time.
Yeah, if you actually pushed it and
Yeah.
everybody pushed it, like
Yeah. So expect us at the next one in
At
Bristol.
Bristol.
Bristol,
Labor Day
Tennessee.
weekend.
I already bought my
Yeah.
burnout car, baby.
Oh, my
I can't
god.
wait
The old
till you
corn
show
cob.
that. You haven't showed it at all yet,
I have
right?
not. I'm super terrible lately at showing things.
Yeah.
I have so much cool stuff that I don't share anymore,
Yeah.
and I can't. I think it's like I just can't wait to show it.
Yeah. I
This is
think
something to look forward to. It's
these
the dumbest
Cletus
thing.
cars are going to help you bring that back.
Imagine the dumbest car you've ever seen. It's close to that.
I mean, my car was probably the dumbest you've ever seen until you see Roman's.
Which one's dumber? Yours is cool, dude.
Yeah, no, yours is cool.
Yours will be cool.
Your motor made it cool.
Yes, once you
Yeah.
put
yeah, take
that
the hood off
motor-
and put a motor in it.
We're going to.
It'll
Yeah,
look
you put
better.
a bananas motor in there.
Bananas.
I mean, like
I like
it's
bananas.
It's so bananas. Put
Oh.
a banana in that corn cob.
I thought
Yeah,
you meant
dude.
the brand was banana.
That would be a really bad engine
Banana
company
corn.
name.
Right? Yeah, that's what I was like, banana. Banana motor.
Yeah, get you a V8 banana motor. Oh yes,
Working on it.
Supercharged banana.
Working on it.
I can't wait till you show that car. Y'all are going to love it.
I think the first time is just at Cletus.
Yeah.
Just shove it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I love the everyone thought you was a UFC fighter because you had championship belt that you
Yeah. I won the burnout competition, so they gave me a big one of those big belts.
He wore it everywhere.
Then he wore it to Applebee's.
Yeah. They didn't just think I was a UFC fighter because I had it on. I told them I was. I said I was the heavyweight champ. And
Here's
these
what's
ladies
funny.
were like, okay.
I filmed the waitress putting on that belt, right?
forgot
When
she
we
did.
walked
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, she's like, you have to send me that video. And, like, I know better.
Yeah.
I don't purposely give anybody my number.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to send this
Yeah,
lady.
I was surprised you gave her.
Right.
I was
Country's
like, why would you do
Country's
that?
like, no, send it to me. I'll send it to her. I'm like, it's fine. She's just a lady from Applebee's.
50-year-old lady. She seemed nice.
The next morning, I wake up to a text
Oh, no.
about a missing dog report from her
What?
with a link.
with a link.
What you mean?
She's like,
She's
I
trying to
promise
hack your
this isn't
stuff.
spam. I don't know how to get this out there.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, she's hitting me up about trying to find this missing dog.
She just had Chihuahua puppies.
Just tell her, man, those are rats.
So yeah, man,
That's funny.
great times. Looking forward to so much more.
Heck yeah.
We have so much on the horizon.
Yeah, a lot
Fun.
of stuff coming up that they don't know about yet.
Fun, business, and family.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the greatest circle. So I think that's the podcast. Let's wrap it up. Unless you guys want to add anything.
You in for buying a ghost town with me?
I'm definitely in.
I need a yes or no.
for doing anything with you.
So yes.
I'm in.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
All right. We got him, folks. We can wrap this up now. I got Roman Atwood on board.
Heck yeah, Matt. Thanks for being here, dude.
Thanks for having
We
me.
have a fun day planned. We'll be out in the vlogs, both channels. We are also on Spotify. You can listen on Apple, everywhere you listen to podcasts, and we are climbing the charts. As we're recording this, we are
insane.
25 worldwide,
My mind's blown.
and we are
still from
number
that.
8 in comedy.
As this is going live, probably number one.
We are probably
Number one podcast in the world.
tickling
In the world.
Joe Rogan's feet right now. 3 episodes in.
I bet he has nasty feet.
He's probably got the whole package.
The whole package, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
We love you guys.
You're beautiful. You're one of a kind. Smile more.